What's good, y'all, man? Welcome back to the channel. If y'all are new, please stop this video, drop a sub real quick, drop a like on the video. We got something very special for y'all today. We are here recording my very first installment pilot episode of Keeping Up with the Creators. It is a show that I created to basically, I want to shine light on what's behind the scenes of everyone's favorite creators, to give not only themselves but their fans a different outlook on their favorite creator type deal. So I got somebody very special, near and dear to my heart today. Mentor, brother, cousin, light bright, Mr. Him.
We're ready to talk. We're ready to keep up with the creator.
Absolutely. Thank you. I want to start off with talking about your early life, and very specifically, how was it being Tevin from the ages of 10 to 15 range Tevin? How was your early life?
Standard kid, I think. Growing up small town Kansas, didn't have access to a lot of things going on. There's like two things to do. You go to the Sonic, you go to the Walmart, and if you're 10, you have even less to do with it. Like, were you playing outside or are you not playing outside? So a lot of it was like going to parks, hooping, hanging out with your buddies down the block, and playing video games. I mean, I first got into video games when I think I was like 3 or 4. My dad was talking about it.
I got pictures of you playing a Nintendo, and you look like you probably like 5.
Yeah, no, I got a Nintendo 64, and from the jump, it was pretty much all I did. Like, by the time I was like 7, I remember playing Madden. Like 2003, it was like the first one that I had on a PlayStation 2. I played that motherfucker like 8 hours a day. The one with Marshall Falk on the cover, I remember it clear as day. And then found out about YouTube age 11. Like right when it dropped, 2005, and that became like an obsession. So the only real things in my life at a young age were like sports, video games, and YouTube. Probably like from age 11 onward.
For sure. Could you give us some insight on some personal struggles that you've had to deal with, in content creation, outside of content creation? Any personal struggles that you've had to deal with, more recently, or really just anything of that nature? Let the people know how it is.
I guess I'll break it down into like personal struggles that have happened throughout life, and then struggles when I got started with content creation, and then when I started making it as a YouTuber, and then struggles that I have now. So, I mean, personally, growing up, I just didn't win the genetic lottery because I'm bipolar, which is like actual BPD. I've said it before, but like I'm not gonna break it down here because it does have like a lot to it.
Yeah.
There are different ways that BPD works for different people. But the way mine works is that I have really high highs for a really long time, and then I have really low lows for a really long time. So I'll go in between phases of thinking like I'm the greatest person to ever exist, thinking I can do anything, thinking I can pull anything off, which is really good for content creation because you can make a lot of shit swing.
Right.
Then you have really low lows, which is like you can't even do anything in content creation. You have to have an entertaining aura about you, and you have to be confident about what you do to get anywhere. So if you feel like you don't even want to exist for 3 straight weeks, it's really hard to make anything. It's not so much a struggle. I feel like I always have to tiptoe around this one, but being light skinned is cool because you can attract a wide audience.
Right.
That's actually like a negative in a lot of aspects because I don't really have a niche. The only thing about being light skinned is that you have to eventually pick a side if you want to grow like very well.
Yeah. You
either have to like BW community and be like all in on that, the stereotypical shit playing too.
Being colored.
Yeah, you're in the poggers community and you fully embrace that, and you're doing variety, you're code switching.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're sticking to one code. And I don't like doing that. I'm obviously both. I like being both, I'm a big fan of just, being myself. When I first started YouTube, obviously it was resources and skill. I was a kid. I didn't have any experience with anything. I didn't have any sort of good equipment, and I didn't have a job, so like no money to do anything. I was making videos on an iPod Touch. I would just hold it to the TV and try to shape it to where the borders of the TV.
Oh nah, okay.
And I would literally talk on the mic of the iPod Touch as I was holding the camera of like what was happening in the video, and just talk. And it's like, but you have no experience. You literally, when you start YouTube, you have to just want to do something, right? You just have to like want to post things on YouTube. I think those are the people that usually get the furthest. It's just like having this urge to want to create on the platform. There wasn't too much of a struggle there. I feel like a lot of people get to that phase and then they're interested in it or they're not interested in it.
Absolutely.
The harder part came when I got the equipment, but I didn't have the experience. That's like 17 to 22. That was like, I have everything I need, but I don't have confidence in myself. I don't know what to research. I don't know how the algorithm works because YouTube's ever changing. You know, YouTube changed like 6 times in that time span that I said. So you have to learn about how that works. You got to learn how thumbnails work, titles work, descriptions work. You got to learn about your competition. You got to learn what makes a good video a good video. You got to learn what your audience wants to watch, and that just comes with like posting every day.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like the more you post, I feel like with each post, each video, you're gonna learn something else. You're gonna learn something else. There's something else about something that's gonna help you create your next video. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously your first 20 vids, 10 to 20 vids are gonna be the dog shit. But hopefully your next 20, you're gonna learn from the first 20, and your next 20 gonna be way better. So I feel that.
Mr. Beast's first like 3 years of videos, they suck. Like the videos that he has still uploaded, I'm sure they go back even further.
Yeah,
they're terrible. The thumbnails are terrible. The way he talks is terrible. Like it sucks. The way that he just kept posting anyway.
Man, posting.
He was literally just trying to figure it out, and it was the same thing with me. It's like I didn't know what I wanted to post, but I just kept coming back to it. You know, there were times where I had to quit or something, like I had to get a job or something like that for somebody else, but I would just always keep coming back to it because I was so enamored by the idea of it. And eventually, I finally sat down with myself and was like, okay, I need to take this seriously. I really want to make a good run at this, and the first time I actually sat down and did that was the very first video that took off. So,
how many breaks do you think you took between 17 and 22? Obviously, like jumping back and forth to the job, and then you were like, fuck it, I don't want to do this. I want to go back to YouTube, and then the YouTube shit, you gave up on YouTube and then started some other shit, but you always ended up back to YouTube. So do you think that it was more of a calling? Or do you think it's just something that you're super passionate about? Because a lot of these niggas really, like, they're meant to do something, but, like, they're really not about it in here type shit. You know what I mean?
No, I would describe it like this. Like, what's your favorite color?
Purple.
Your favorite color is purple. Okay. What if I told you your favorite color is not purple anymore, your favorite color is blue? You'd be like, no. My favorite color is purple. Right? It's kind of like that. That's how a calling works or whatever. It's not something that you can choose. It's something that you choose, but it's something that you choose because it invokes something really strong in you, you know?
Yeah.
And you could put it away. Sure, you could say like, nah, you know, I don't want to like purple anymore. But you would know inside, like, you look at the color purple and be like, that's hard. I don't like that.
For sure.
You know? And so that's just how passions work. You get into it and you're like, why am I so absorbed with this thing? Like, it's fun to me. I don't know why I keep coming back to it.
That's when you know. That's when you know.
That you don't even have to think about. And so that mixed with your effort. So like how drawn you are to it mixed with your effort. So like I can say that basketball is a passion of mine. I love basketball. I love playing basketball. It's something I keep getting drawn to. But when it starts getting like very difficult at the higher levels, I don't feel like I want to keep going past a certain point. So it's not my calling, right?
Yeah.
That's when I can put the game of basketball away. I can't put YouTube up. I can't put content creation up. I can't put like the ideas and stuff that I want to do. That's when it becomes a calling. When it's like something that I love to do, that I can't stop coming back to.
Oh man.
Even when I like my biggest failures, even if I were to get canceled or something like that, which, you know, it's not gonna happen, but even if at the worst came to worst, I'd probably still try to find a way to do this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like upset, like I have an itch to scratch with this thing.
For sure. Did you have any early inspirations that made you want to start creating YouTube videos and just get you involved, or were you just kind of watching a bunch of people type shit?
Yeah, yes and no. Like, there wasn't a single person that inspired me to enjoy YouTube. I guess I'll say this: the person that inspired me to make the first video that I made, like to like actually get up and make a video, was a guy called Uber Nova from, he's on the Creatures. So like the Creatures in general, him and SSOHPKC or Seamus, they were the first two that, like, when they were making stuff, I was so interested in what they were doing and how much fun they were having that I found out that you could make a YouTube account. I didn't even know you could make YouTube accounts.
Yeah.
I thought you just watch it. And I was like, you know, scrolling through comments, and somebody said, I made a YouTube account just to comment. And I was like, oh shit. And so I made a YouTube account, and after I made the YouTube account, it was like upload a video. I thought that these motherfuckers had like a fucking, I thought like YouTube picked them to make the videos.
You
like,
13. You 13.
Them, right? And so, or like they were getting like compilation videos and shit, because it was a different landscape back then.
Right.
And so that's when I made like a YouTube account, and I was like, oh, you know, I can, you know, make this video. I think I was 14 by the time all this shit started happening. But yeah, like they inspired me to make like I made a Twitter just to talk to them. Like my Twitter account came from Seamus's. He had a video that said like follow him on Twitter. I didn't have a Twitter at the time. I followed him.
Yeah.
Just, oh, I really like your Super Mario ROM hacks. You can go look. My very first tweet ever is to Seamus. But as far as like inspirations to do YouTube, I had long had the inspiration to be a content creator of some sort. Like growing up, me and my friends always used to film each other and doing stupid shit, and we always talked about like, oh, it'd be so funny to like have people like see how funny we are and stuff like that. And,
yeah,
like, it was an actual thing for me. Like, I was literally crafting ideas in my head and stuff like that. We have like Facebook videos of us like making skits and shit like that. And when YouTube hit, it really just like opened my eyes to like how much you could do.
Right.
And so you were talking about like the idea of YouTube. That was kind of the inspiration. Is like you could find you could literally find anything on YouTube. Like. And when I started watching YouTube, the inspirations that came to me were just how much shit you could do. You know, you got motherfuckers who have dirty shelves of library books, and they're like, let's see if we can find a rare book today. It's like, there's a place for you anywhere. And it was just like, I would go and spend, like, you know, Malik knows this, but like, I haven't watched TV in like, there's gonna be 14 years now. Since 13, I don't watch TV.
Vouch.
Unless it's like basketball games or football games or something like that, like a big event. I don't watch TV. So I literally spent, and it wasn't just video games that I was watching. It wasn't just sports I was watching. Anything that seems interesting to me on YouTube, I'm gonna watch like in full. Makeup, drama, books, restoration, niggas in the forest, fucking keyboard makers and click clacks, video essays, history, creepypastas, like anything that's out there is just like I'm involved in. And so the ability to be so broad, and you know how I was talking about like I'm light skinned, like this, you know, like that ability to be broad and kind of reinvent yourself in any way is what inspires me to make YouTube videos.
I feel like a lot of up and coming, not even a lot of up and coming you know, content creators, but anybody who is even thinking about wanting to create content, I think would be happy to hear, you know, what you just said, because that just comes to show that there's literally an infinite amount of possibilities and an infinite amount of ways that you can succeed in the content creation. So, you know, somebody who is looking to get into content creation would for sure be happy to hear that, man.
There's a fucking channel dedicated to watching paint dry, and there's like hundreds of thousands of people watching that shit just to see paint dry. You know, there, like, obviously there's ways to get money. On
Yeah,
YouTube.
of course.
But if you're passionate about something and you just want a community of like-minded people to enjoy what you do, YouTube is a place for you.
For sure. Switching gears. At what moment did you realize did the shit become a reality for you? Like, at what moment did you see success happen?
I guess there were maybe 3 or 4 different moments where it was like each like varying version of like, oh, like I made it. The first was obviously like the first video that popped, the Persona 5 video, the beating Persona 5 with just Arsene. I had 63 subscribers at the time. I made
63.
I made that video super dedicated to it. I didn't leave the house for like two-ish weeks. I slept for like 4 hours a day because I was kind of rushing it just because of the marketability of what was happening at the time. I knew it was gonna be. I had a feeling based on the research I was doing that video was gonna pop, and when I posted it, it did really well. It started everything. I ended up gaining like 1,000 subs from it, and from 63 to 1,000 is like
it's 100%.
That's like going from 1,000 to 100,000 in the same percentage of scale.
Yeah,
that was like the first one. The next big moment is like the moment that I like made it. Like I do content as a job.
Yeah.
Was after the third video, which was beating Persona 5 without using Persona skills, or I just call it Persona no Persona. And that one hit 100,000 in like a week, and that one like
100K.
That one like took me into like a different realm of work. Like people were watching me instantaneously. Like, it was a really good place that I was in, basically.
Yeah.
I knew that I can make money. I was living rent free at the time because one of my buddies took me in, but I was making like I could pay rent at that point in time. Like I was making like $500 a month, and I was like, oh shit. Like, I make $500 a month.
Yeah. yeah.
Like, oh my god, like I can feed myself and shit. Like this
I'm on that.
And like not like I can feed myself and be cool. Like have a little change in my pocket, like $100 in my pocket type shit. Like this is amazing. Like I've never had this before.
Me.
And so the moment that obviously sticks with me like a lot is when I hit 100,000. That wasn't necessarily like a video.
That's okay.
But it was very important to me. It was realist. It was really my only goal in YouTube, because it just it kind of solidified the moment for me as like when I started doing YouTube, it just didn't even seem real. Like it didn't seem possible to have 100,000 subscribers. Like it's one of those things where it's like I'm just a guy, how can I do all these things to get 100,000 subscribers? Like what lucky event has to fall into my lap,
right?
And not just once, over and over and over again, for me to get to 100,000. You know how much 100,000 is?
Nigga, that's a lot, bro.
Fill a stadium with 100,000.
Yeah, that's a lot, motherfuckers. That's a lot of heads, boy.
So when I hit it, that was the most, like, that to me, there won't be a bigger moment than that to me. Everyone talks about the million's like the big one, but 100,000 was so important for me is because like everything beyond that, I can't fall further,
Right. You'll always have that 100K with you.
You can't take that from me. Tevin made it as a YouTuber. I could, go to jail. I could be in a coma. Pass away, knock on wood. But you can't say anything to me because I accomplished like my dream. Like it was my everything. It was the only thing that I ever wanted, and so to get it was super special.
So, do you think that it is important to have goals. Set yourself, so you're not going into content creation with the idea that you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. You're going to have so many views on your first couple of videos. Like, do you think it is important to have realistic goals, or do you think it in this aspect, dreaming big is what you need to do?
I can't say one or the other. I live by a very specific moral code, and that is, you will die one day. And so with the life that you're given, why not try to be the best ever at the thing that you love the most? Like, you love this thing, it's your favorite thing in the world to do. Like, why not just love it as much as possible?
Yeah, talk to me.
Why not be the best at it? Why not show it the most appreciation that you possibly can? So, but not everybody has that.
Right.
I don't set realistic goals for anything. And I think in YouTube, the only goal that you really should set is make the next thing that you make the best thing that you make. You should really put a lot of time into it and learn to craft the best video that you possibly can make.
I guess whenever I say realistic, I guess that's subjective, because my definition of a realistic goal and someone else's definition of a realistic goal could be two totally different things. Like, a nigga could be like, bro, and feel it in his heart and his mind that, nigga, I want 1 million subs, and I could be like, bro, I'm cool with 100. Like, I'm gonna get 100. That's more realistic to me. But to him, he feel it in his fucking whole chest that, bro, he gonna go get these 100 subs. So most likely he's gonna vary between creators. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. The only thing, if you're chasing a number, you're never gonna be happy to begin with on YouTube. Like, you just have to want to make good shit, and that's that is everything to me, is just to make the best shit. What the number part of it, the 100,000, was just a solidification of like my own. It was my own personal validation.
Right.
It was more of a moment for me that I was working so hard to make the next best video, that I finally hit a place that if something crazy were to happen, I did something.
Yeah.
There was a set in stone milestone that I hit that showed the world what I did.
Absolutely.
And that, that mattered to me. But as far as like the actual content itself, the only thing I care about is making cool shit. Like, I just want to make cool shit.
We just make cool shit. We just want to be cool niggas. We just want to be cool niggas.
I just want to make cool shit.
Switching gears at one more again, couple more again. Mr. Alcohol Man himself. Tell me how the drinking game came about. I'm already knowing that you a master drinker at this point, and it takes a little bit of liquor to get in your system for you to actually get drunk now. But tell us how the drinking game came about. I mean, was it just a thing to where it was just an idea? Did it come out of nowhere? Were you sitting on that hoe for a minute? Did you see it and you was like, And I'm asking this because the idea is absolutely fucking genius, bro. Like, it's really genius and simple. It's simple and genius, and it's crazy that no one thought to bring it to the screen until T. Lawler came through. So tell us.
All right, it came about in a couple ways. So if you guys know, back in the day when I was making the Persona videos, it takes a lot to make those videos. It's like beating the game by itself takes a long fucking time, and then editing it takes a long fucking time. You cannot drop a video every day, or you can't record something every day and get it out any faster than a month, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's aggressively pushing it, and that made me hate the game. I don't hate the game, I love the game personally, but I was just so fed up with my whole life being consumed by this one thing. So I wanted to get out, and plus, my audience didn't really fit me. I was kind of in the Stan culture area, and I was just like, this. I'm very confused as to what they think and what they think of me and what I think of them. We're not aligned.
Yeah.
So I had actually had the idea. I have a lot of ideas even to this day that I thought of 2 years ago that I still have to wait on because I just am not at the place where I can pull it off.
Yeah.
With reputation alone. But I was researching super hard because I was just fed up. I was desperate for any kind of ideas, and I was like, what is a lateral movement, which is like a piece of content that's similar to the content that I'm already making, that people can attach themselves to, that my fans will give me the algorithmic boost to keep going.
Right.
And I'd wanted to get into anime for the longest because I just love anime, and it's a much broader scale. It's a much higher ceiling than just Persona 5.
100%.
I found out about the game, or I was looking up, and at the time I was watching Cold Ones a lot, and they did like a lot of drinking shit, and I was like, oh man, like drinking games are fire.
Shout out
like,
Cold Ones.
You could probably make a drinking game out of anime. And
Yeah.
I was like, somebody's done that. So I started looking into it, and people had done it, but like they never actually like did it. They would just make the rules.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, go have fun. And it's like, why don't you just do it and show people what happens when you do it?
Yeah.
You know, that's a fun idea. And so Repose, my editor, greatest of all time, literally the greatest editor.
Shout out
like,
Repose. Shout out Repose.
At this point, he probably actually is just the best editor on YouTube, point blank period. He is still a content creator, and you guys definitely should go sub to him.
Absolutely.
Whenever he gets out of the dungeon working for me, I'm sure that his YouTube videos are going to be massively increased in quality. We wanted to work together on something, or just play games or something. So I hit him up and I was like, I have this idea for a YouTube video for anime dream games. He was like, oh, I'm in already. And then I was like, I like 2. I kind of want a 3rd. So, but it was just going to be me and him.
Yeah.
I was like, 3 is kind of like the perfect, like even in podcasts, there's usually 3.
Yeah.
Like a host, a co-host, and a guest. Very rarely is it 1 and 1. So I was like, if there's a 3rd, it would work the best because there's a dynamic. And like literally right when I was about to start the recording, I think it was that weekend, Misinformed Tyler, who people know on the show, he's been on the show a bunch of times. I've been watching him for the longest, and he made a video on Persona 5, like right at the same time. I can't remember the specific day, but literally the weekend before. And so I was like, oh shit. And I've been watching for a while. I know our style of humor is similar. He's also a light-skinned dude. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, I have this idea, anime dream game, do you want to be on it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, Persona 5, at the same time,
yeah.
Persona 5 had just dropped an anime. Like they had just dropped the anime available for everybody.
The stars aligned.
I think the anime was like available, but it was the first time they made it like publicly available,
yeah.
You know, everywhere. And so we were like, oh shit, like we had like it was a perfect storm of all of us coming together and the anime coming out. I was like, it's Persona 5, they're gonna watch it. We're gonna have fun because I don't have to sit and do 2 weeks of work immediately.
Yeah.
We dropped it and it banged. We were like, we gotta do.
They ate that shit up.
Banged, and then after the part 2, I was like, what if we took those fans and we just moved them a little bit further away into an anime? What if we just pushed them a little bit and we dropped Ghost Stories, which, you know, obviously it's my second most viewed one, and at first the first time it dropped, it was gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Like the first day, and it got copyright struck. Like 4 or 5 hours in, which if you guys know, it kills a video because everyone that watched it has to rewatch it and shit.
Yeah.
And so we thought we were doomed. We cut it, we re-uploaded it, and at first it kind of struggled for like 2 or 3 weeks, but then it found that next audience and kind of took off. And then dropping Shin-Chan after that kind of helped it get some other numbers. And that's when we were like, okay. And then obviously, like by the time we got to the Boondocks, more stars aligned because I obviously got TKEE. And then the day we dropped the Boondocks, which not a lot of people know, was we did the R. Kelly episode first, and it was the same exact day R. Kelly got sentenced.
Oh nah. So niggas on YouTube, R. Kelly.
Yeah, so we were
I'm already knowing.
It blew our shit up. So
yeah.
That's when it took it to the fucking moon. Okay.
Back on the switching audience topic. Was it difficult starting off with your Persona 5 stands, your Persona 5 Stanleys? How was it trying to get them to accept you as the nigga that is no longer creating Persona 5? Or did you just transition to a whole different audience?
Okay, so I tried to quit Persona 5 videos.
They say hell no.
Like 5 times. My first one was February 15th of 2020. the very first, and it's privated now, or maybe I even deleted it, but I made a video saying I'm done with Persona 5 videos on June 11th. It didn't take me 4 months to like, fuck this, but I'm tired. I made 3 of them. Because originally what I was going to be was a challenge run kind of guy, where I just play different games with restrictions.
Yeah.
Because that's fun. You know what I'm saying? Playing different games, like, you know, can you beat Madden with a team of 40 overall?
Yeah.
You know? That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like this is kind of cool, but I got stuck in Persona 5 so fast. They didn't want to watch anything else because I did a Metal Gear Solid video, and that shit.
Yeah. They said, "Fuck no, bro."
I was getting 40,000 views per day on my Persona 5 shit. I dropped that Metal Gear Solid, and they got 2,000 the first time.
Nah, they knew exactly what they was doing, bro. That's hilarious.
Never again. And then I did a Yakuza video, which is made by the same people as Persona, Sega Atlas, and it did marginally better. You know, if the Persona videos were getting 300-400K, the Yakuza video I think got like 80 to 100, which is decent.
Yeah.
But it still was like, damn, all the work I'm putting in, and I can't even like get to that next level audience because my Persona 5 audience just wasn't watching it. And so the algorithm's like, if your fans aren't gonna watch it, we can't really send this anyway.
Exactly.
When the Anime Dream Game hit and we started transitioning away from Persona 5 and I was done with it, and I let people know with the level 99 thing.
Yeah.
The transition itself is impossible. It's so hard. I tell people all the time, it's the second hardest thing to do other than get initial attention. Like, to get the initial blow up, that's the hardest thing to do in YouTube. The second hardest thing to do is transition into something else that you actually care about and start anew. Because your fans are gonna say the same shit. I miss when you did this. I miss when you did this. I can't watch anymore, and they just slowly leave. So you have to have a new audience that is like surging in to replace them. And yeah, dog, the stands and the new people, especially when I hit Boondocks, that's when, and still to this day, it's weird because the Boondocks fans on the Dream Game, they're niggas.
Yeah,
they're niggas
to the utmost degree.
To the utmost
yeah,
degree.
100%.
When they watch me and Rage and TK and you know my other guests that I have that I haven't dropped yet, and like. We're all niggas.
Yeah.
So like
niggas is being niggas.
We're hanging out, you know what I'm saying? But we still like anime. It's still anime at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Boondocks, you know, I consider it an anime. And so we're having fun. But those people that watched Persona and My Hero Academia and what are more staying animes, they get it. Like they obviously like love anime for the same reasons, but the way they communicate that love and appreciation is different. So it was a lot. It was and is still a lot of confusion because even on the flip side, when the niggas who are watching the Anime Dream Game for like, you know, my guests and the Boondocks type stuff, when they watch my other shit with like Repose and Misinformed or you know like Mudahar and Nick is Not Green stuff, they're so confused. They're like, where's Sensei? Where's CJ the Champ? Where's TK? Where's E?
Yeah.
Where are the niggas at? So like we're still trying to work it out, but it's like I'm trying to explain to them like, hey, you fuck with me, you won't fuck with all of me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna have to appreciate the fact that I love content that's like this. You're gonna appreciate the fact that I love content that's like you. You know? Yeah. That's just the kind of guy I am. If you don't get that, I'm a broad, multifaceted individual. Get over it.
You're gonna have to, or get lost, loser.
You would be crazy to think that I'm so simple. There's a lot of life out there, right?
Yeah.
And I really appreciate. Like you heard how I described YouTube earlier. I love learning about how much there truly is out there. It's a wonderful thing. And so the fact that people are trying to box me in, I think I hate it more than anything. Just people trying to box me in and tell me that I can't do what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's it. You already know. Like
I'm already knowing. Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, all right, fine. Okay, sure.
Nah, dead ass. Since you feel so passionate, I feel like passionate is not doing how you feel about YouTube any justice. Do you think that love and that desire to create content or create the best content or create what you think is the best content, do you think that could possibly consume you? I feel like if you want something so hard, like if you want something, like you will almost do anything to have that shit. Like if the way you feel about YouTube is the way that I feel about some other shit, I'm gonna go get that bitch no matter what, and by any means possible. You know what I mean? So I feel like I personally would be consumed. Do you think it is possible to become consumed?
No, I think I am consumed by it. To be honest, I think it's entirely possible to be consumed, and I am consumed by it. Almost everything that I do comes from that lens at this point. Every way that I think comes from a how do I get to do what I want to do from what I'm doing right now.
Right.
The way my day is structured, the way that I interact with people, the way that everything comes from that lens. Now, I think that there is healthy consumption of like anything, right? You can be consumed by something as long as you have the ability to take yourself out of it. You know, it's the fine line between like having a healthy obsession with something and like addiction. You know,
yeah.
If you go to the casino and you gamble every day, but you only ever gamble like $5.
Basically, you could become consumed. It's just how you control the consumption. You know, yeah, it's how you control that shit. Either you could be consumed in a sense to where you're depressed, it's too much, you're overwhelmed, or you could be consumed to where, like you said, you start looking at shit different from the eyes of how can I flip this, or from the eyes of a content creator. Once you start looking at shit through the eyes of a content creator, the whole world changed.
Yeah, I think you need to always have a hard boundary. Like for me, if there's ever a moment, there's like a phrase or like things that I tell myself, if I ever say this or hit this point, I need to have a strong reaction to myself and stop and reflect. Like to me personally, it's whenever my relationships start becoming business oriented. Because for me personally, I only ever want to work with people that I'm friends with. So if I ever switch up and if I only start talking to people about business and doing this and doing that, that's when I need to ask myself, like, okay, like, am I becoming upset? Like, am I becoming?
Yeah.
Have I lost my self control of my passion? Am I now addicted to only doing this thing because I'm gonna get overwhelmed and burnt out, like shit you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you have to be super healthy about how you go about it, which is hard because there's no regulations in content creation. I've talked about this a lot. Esports players, streamers, there's no regulation. There's no 9 to 5. There's no 40-hour work week with overtime. You're self-contracted, so the amount of money you get is how much work you put into it.
Yeah.
XQC has addiction. He gets up every day and streams 12 hours. He's done that for 2 straight years.
Yeah, that's
his
wild.
average time online is 10 hours a day for 2 years. That's addiction. And like,
absolutely,
you can chalk it to the game because he's obviously the most successful person ever. You know, Kai's on his way. It depends on what it's worth for you. You know, what is XQC's life just not worth it outside of what he's putting into it? Okay, then. For me personally, as much as I'm passionate about YouTube, I'm only passionate about YouTube because of how much it shows life.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm overdoing YouTube and not life, I've clearly become addicted.
Talk to me.
And you know, I need to go.
Talk to me, yeah. Okay.
You know, reset my life.
Okay, that's big facts. That's big facts. I want to take time to this next segment to allow you to market anything you got coming up, any merch, anything that you would like to announce to your audience, new audiences. Now is the time. The floor is yours.
Chumpgang.com is where you get all your merch. We have some new shit coming. Other than that, YourBudTevin everywhere. Subscribe on the channel, is free. Go on Twitch and give me all your money, or YouTube, because we're probably gonna start streaming on YouTube here pretty soon. Give me all your money. Literally empty your bank account. Go on your PayPal and give me all your money. Obey me. Swear your life to me. Let me become your only prevailing thought in your life.
Chumpgang.com will be all the links are going to be in the description. Back to the show. How important do you think consistency is for the YouTube and or a Twitch algorithm. And consistency as in how often you upload, the specific things that you upload, how often you stream, how the game choices that you have to make when you're streaming has to be strategically set. Like, you can't just hop on one shit and then hop to the next and expect, your numbers to be the same. So how important is the Twitch algorithm or YouTube algorithm?
Yeah. It's the most important. We are powerless to the overlord that is the YouTube algorithm. So first of all, Twitch algorithm basically doesn't exist. There's no discoverability there. If you're thinking that you can just muscle your way into Twitch's algorithm, fuck you. Learn that you basically have to go through every other avenue to make it happen. Consistency can drive a channel much further than having good content, to be quite honest. It's not, good content will always work. If you make the best thing ever, people will always find it, right? But consistency will make sure that they find it a lot more, right? If you upload every single day and it's very similar content that's good enough, it will always get pushed to those people, and chances are they're going to watch it. And every day, it's just going to be in their mind, I'll give you an example. I'm watching Bengal right now. Shout out Bengal.
Shout out Bengal.
He's uploading a Giants franchise mode on Madden 23. If he didn't upload every day, I'd forget about it and I'd start watching something else. But because he uploads it every day, I get excited around the same times every day to watch the new episode. That's just how the algorithm works, and it knows that you are going to want to do that. So if you do it every day, more people are going to watch it, and that's going to push the algorithm further out to more people that have similar watch patterns.
Yeah.
First and foremost, because I know how some of y'all get, first and foremost, make something good and have that always be the goal. Make the video good.
Make the shit good, bro.
Don't half-ass it for speed purposes. Well, let me explain. Make something good first.
Yeah.
Right? Once you're at maybe my level, then you can start asking yourself, what is the percentage of excellent video to speed of the video to maximize where you want to be at in your career? Do you want growth? Put a little bit more in the speed and consistency of your videos, and take a smidge off the production.
Yeah.
Right? Still be good, but it doesn't have to be all bells.
Where my pen at?
Make a good video, because there's no consistency anyway. You fell off. Plus you're white.
Oh.
So make something good again. That's where the line always is. Make something good, keep the momentum, and constantly, weigh the line between where you need to be at.
Now you teaching niggas something.
Stop streaming all goddamn day and get somebody to see what you're doing. You think Twitch is gonna give you a boost? What algorithm is there for Twitch to highlight you? Nothing. When you click on a video game to watch it, what do they show?
The highest nigga with the highest count.
Viewers, exactly.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, I don't feel like watching somebody with 10,000 people. I'm gonna watch someone with 4 people. No, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah. Make
people come find you from YouTube, because YouTube people don't know how many people are in your chat. So they're gonna want to watch you because of the content, not because of the numbers. There's no skewing.
This nigga speaking. Hold on, you speaking a little too much. This is too much. This is too much free game. Chill out. It's too much free game that you just spewed out right there, nigga.
It's not a hard concept. Everyone is telling people this. Maybe they're not telling you the reason why I'm telling you, but it is whatever. Go out and do something.
Go get your fucking life together, man. I want to take this time to ask you a very, serious question. How important is it to you specifically? It's not broad, this is how you feel about it. How important do you think it is to make real friendships compared to business partnerships? Are you the type to, obviously, I feel like you're the type to create, you want to be a nigga friend first. You want to work with people that you can vibe with, that you're actually homies with. How do you even decipher what's a business partnership and what is a, like a friendship? Because what if you have excellent intentions of, you want to become someone that you watch as, friend. Like, you hit them up, say, hey, I'm a huge fan, You know what I mean? And rather than, hey, can we work together? I seen your stuff. I'm a fan. Can we work together? Like, do you think you got to tiptoe around that shit? Or do you think if you come out blunt, that's the thing? Because a lot of niggas think that niggas are shiesty, moving shiesty anyways. Like, 97% of niggas that on YouTube think that other niggas are trying to one-up them. Other niggas smaller than them are trying to use them as for clout. Let me say that. Niggas who try to use niggas for clout. Which they are. Some of them are. But that's not the case for real niggas like you. I hope not.
Once you become a large creator, or just larger, I guess, you do have to navigate your time and your resources and your name properly. So anybody who's trying to reach a larger content creator, you need to be very respectful of approaching them, because you know they get asked 1 billion times a day for their name on something, stamp of approval on something, because they know how much it means to them. The second thing I'll say is there's a lot of people in content creation. I meet hundreds of people every single day, and I make new friends every single day. And it's hard choosing which friends that you keep close, and which friends you're just not gonna talk to. And like even close friends in content creation, you might not hear from them but once a month.
Oh, me.
Because of how much social construction and maneuvering you have to do every day. You could fuck with somebody heavy, and you just won't hear from them for a long time because they're busy on their grind, you're busy on your grind, and shit just doesn't work out sometimes.
Right. Me
Personally, how I get through that is to just be over committed to showing people that like I'm serious about not. If I want you to be my friend and I want this to be a completely friendship based thing, I over exert and over reinforce that like you could fuck the business. Like, you can take anything you want from me, you know. I open myself up to you completely. You can have all the money, you can have anything you need to feel comfortable with me. Not, you know, up or down, if they're above me or below me. It's like, hey, the reason I do this is because I appreciate you as you as a person.
Right.
If it's a business thing, then I usually show it as a business proposition. I'm like, hey, you know, I think we should work together because here's what I offer to the table, here's what I can bring to you, here's what you can bring from me. Obviously you're a bigger creator, so it's going to be mismatched. Let me show you what benefits it shows to have me around, and also that my name is good. You know, other people can vouch for me. My word is bond. Yeah. I don't snake people. I do what I say I'm gonna do, and I'm honest about everything that I say I'm gonna do. And that's 99% of it. Is just letting people know from go what it is, and also taking rejection. You know, some people want that opportunity so bad that once they get it, and they feel like they'll never get it again, if they get rejected from it, they're like, no, I gotta lie to make the deal sweeter. Yeah. You know, and that's just not. It won't work.
I'm on it. I feel you.
And I can understand fake it till you make it.
No.
If you really believe it'll be the thing that works.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of times you fake it till you make it. That's your ass, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes you don't make it, and now all of a sudden your promises made aren't promises kept. So just be honest about what you can do, what you want to do, and if they say no, just go get better, and then hopefully they'll see in time that you were worth the investment. If not, keep it pushing. Like, there's plenty of people in life.
There's too many people on this planet for one person to see your video and like that bitch, bro. All it takes. There's way too many people out here that are afraid to do something that they love to do, or afraid to dress the way they want to dress, or afraid to make content that they want to create because of fear of rejection. They think that no. Create that shit, post that bitch, and I don't care what it is, because somebody out here gonna like it. Somebody gonna like it. Somebody gonna like this shit, bro. Somebody.
I'll tell you this. I'm not gonna name names.
We ain't on no names.
I'm not. It's not one of those situations. But to just prove that it's true.
Yeah.
There was a content creator that I hit up a long time ago about an idea that I had a long time ago before I was ever any kind of good. You know, I think it was like 2018, 2017, about an idea that I had currently.
Yeah.
Right, and I got ignored. And through probably like 4 or 5 months ago, they DM'd me and they were like, yo, like, what's up? Like, I just saw your shit and I'm a fan of yours. And I was like, you see that DM above it? Like, you know, and they're like, yeah, that's crazy that you hit me up. That's, you know, that's crazy that, you know, you made it. You know, you clearly have had good ideas from the jump. And if you do run that idea again, like, I'll be a part of it. So, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no.
It's not personal. Chances are it's not personal.
Yeah.
They just don't see the benefit of working it, or they just didn't see it.
That's facts, bro. When you put it like that, it really does make a lot of sense. The nigga is probably not being the asshole. He just don't.
No.
At that point in his career, why would he do a video with a nigga that's teeny tiny unless it's gonna benefit him? I'm on that. I feel that. I feel that.
Personal, they're just rejecting the offer, and you know, I went and I got better, and he saw me naturally.
Yeah.
And then came to me and was like, "You have great ideas," and I said, "Thank you." You know, and now, and another thing to be, if you really are the person that you say you are, don't be an asshole when those people come back. You know, sit down and take the time, unless they ignored you and you know, was talking shit behind your back, shit like that, then it's free game.
It's over with. It's over with.
You know, if somebody just didn't see your shit, or they rejected you politely, and then they came back, you know, see what's possible. Don't burn bridges for no reason. Anything is possible. That could be your business partner, KSI Logan Paul type shit. Do not burn no bridges.
Talk to me. I just got a few more questions for you, man. I ain't gonna take too much of your time left. What do you think, personally, has been your one, you can only name one, your one favorite thing about being a creator?
Just one?
Give us one.
Okay, I wasn't sure about how many I could name.
Give us one, motherfucker.
Okay. I mean, I've talked about it before, but maybe not to a broad audience. A lot of people might think that it's, you know, the first thing that most people want to point to is like the support and like fans and stuff like that. But for me, I guess it's a little bit more personal, because growing up, I was just too far removed from a lot of things. Like, and not to get too crazy into it or like shame anything, or because I'm not doing that, but it's just how it felt to me. It's just, I just didn't fit in a lot of places, you know. I'm light skinned, which is like, people think that that's like the ultimate blend in with everybody, but there's really not a lot of people like me. You know, I'm probably the second or third generation of light skinned people, half black, half white. And I'm not trying to like make that into a big thing, but like, you don't see a lot of people my age, or you're just now starting to see people my age be light skinned. So there's not a lot of history or culture with like half black, half white people. You either have black culture or white culture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep into the family situation, but like, they all have different names, last names. Like, my mom's remarried, my sister's married, and so it's really, I'm kind of the only one in my immediate family like that's me.
Yeah.
You know, that has my name like left, and my dad's remarried, and so YouTube. All that is to say that YouTube is like a personal identity for me, meaning that like, I don't have a lot of ties to what most people have ties to, like your family or your friends and stuff like that. To me, the thing that I had ties to was just the things that I was passionate about growing up. You know, I was super nerdy and liked anime and shit like that. And you know, when you're raised in southern Kansas in a small town, not a lot of people are like that. And so all these areas where I just didn't have a lot of people to relate to, YouTube was a place that everybody had my interests. You know, I'd be in comment sections, and everybody that watched the same videos I did liked the same things that I did. And so it felt so validating. It felt so real to me when I became a content creator, because I it was like a personal dream, you know, to just not even to have other people like me, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. To have other people that are like me be like, you are a person that, you know, I can relate to when I just can't relate to a lot of people, and that's a wonderful thing. But it was like a me for me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if I can't relate to anybody, I can be my own like hero in a way. I can be like the thing that, like, young me always wanted to have a me.
Talk to me.
Like, yeah. And on YouTube, like I was always young me was always looking for me. And the fact that I made myself into the me that I wanted to look for, and I did it the right way, and I can honestly like say that I didn't change any of like myself that I really held like valuable.
Yeah.
Like my core identity never changed once. I didn't lose myself. I didn't become like money hungry. I never like sharked anybody. That is like the most important thing to me. Like if I had done that, if I had like made it and like blown up the wrong way, I think I would just have felt guilty.
Yeah.
You know? And if I had, I don't know, the fact that I just didn't give up and I actually like made it, because I didn't have any other dreams. I didn't have any other passions. I was so like hell bent on one thing and doing one thing.
Yeah.
And fucked my life up. Fucked it up. Got into debt. Wasn't working like how I should, because I just only cared about one thing. And the fact that, you know, I did it is like it's a very touchy, like it's a very personal, like it's a satisfaction that like I don't know another feeling like that ever. I don't know, maybe like a child being born.
Yeah.
Is like maybe the only other thing. I haven't experienced it yet, so maybe parents can say in the comments, but like that's how overwhelming it is to like every time I see a video go up, or every time people talk about me as a content creator, it's not so much about, you know, I love the support. I can't say enough, and I'm sorry if it sounds selfish that I'm talking about myself in this way.
No.
But just to validate myself and be like, you know, it's like looking in the mirror and be like, you did it. Like you should be so proud of yourself. You know, you should be so happy for yourself. And and I'm sorry I'm rambling, but like
you good.
In the pursuit of like just one thing. You know, some people have a lot of goals in life, but I just had the one. I just wanted to make content. I just wanted to be a YouTuber. I just wanted to be a content creator. I only wanted this one thing so bad. And the fact that I got it, and the fact that I was super unlucky in life, and I was like, this won't happen to me. I get so close to things all the time. I remember you can like ask my mom, you can ask anybody. I would say like, I get so close to good things all the time, and they just fall. They break apart in my hands all the time. And I was so worried about, when I first started making it, that YouTube was gonna fall apart in my hands, and that's why I was so stressed about like persona shit and stuff like that. And when I finally like hit 100,000, and my constituents and people that were like my idols and people that were like certified in the game, would refer to me as like, oh, that's Tevin, and they just talk to me like regular. And like I said, I don't get starstruck, so it was more of just like a respect thing.
Yeah.
But inside, it meant so much to me for me. Like every time they talked to me, it was like I was looking down, and like my young, like my 10-year-old self would just be like looking up at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you did it. Like, that's just like it's an overwhelming like warmth and joy in my heart. Like,
for sure.
I really put my all into this. Like my whole self is.
Nah, you couldn't explain that any better than that. I'm on that. No, I'm on that. And I hope that the message gets out. I'm on all of that. I'm on all of that shit. No bullshit, bro. We're gonna swing around to our last question. Last question of the day, man. Any closing notes? / any advice that you would like to give anybody that is up and coming, anybody that is aspiring to be, or anybody that's even had a thought, a glimpse in their brain to, you know, wanting to create content? What is one tip, one little smidge, not too much, because you've been dropping off straight gems. If niggas don't get it after this, they ain't gonna get it. But for the end of the video, one last tip for the viewers. What we got?
I mean, the main thing is if you're gonna make something good. Don't half-ass it. Put in a lot of effort. Put in more. I always put in more effort than you think is necessary. An more effort than you currently like even know how to do. Right? I would say like this. If you wanted to be an artist, right, but you didn't know how to draw, the first time you draw, you're probably going to focus a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
Making your lines extra straight, you know, making your circles as perfect as possible, and it's probably still gonna suck, right? But you didn't just rely on your regular knowledge of it. You focused extra hard to make it as good as possible. Right? That is what it's going to take over and over and over again to be good. And treat it like a job. If you want it to be your job, treat it like a job. If you want it to be a passion, you know, treat it like a passion. It's so micro incremental how growth works.
Micro.
You will be
into micro what?
Incremental.
Increments. It's not
increments.
Oh, okay, increments. I don't know incremental was a word. That's fucking wild. Okay, continue. Sorry, my fault.
You know, you will be shit. Remember the first time you drove, you were scared shitless. You couldn't turn left because people were going on the right side of the road.
Me.
And now you don't even think about it. You know, you remember when I always put it akin to basketball. If you wanted to learn how to play basketball, you can't dribble. So you looking down at the ball while you're dribbling. And you do that for 10 days. Now all of a sudden you can look up and you can dribble with your right hand. Now you got to start dribbling with your left. So now you're back to looking down while you're dribbling with your left.
Yeah.
10, 20, maybe 30 days because that's your offhand. 30 days, now you can dribble with both your head up, both hands, no problem. Now you got to go between your legs. That takes 4 days because you already know how to dribble.
Yeah.
That prior knowledge has allowed you to understand how dribbling works. Now you can go between your legs easy. Behind the back, it only took you 1 day because your knowledge of right hand, left hand, between the legs, you probably have an understanding of how to go behind the back.
Yeah.
Now you're going downhill. Now you have to do layups. That's a different skill. So it might take you 10 days. You're discouraged because it took you 1 day to learn behind the back. Why isn't it taking you longer for a layup? That's a different skill, but it's still part of the package. So stay the course.
Yeah.
Now you got to take jumpers. That's a new skill, but you're kind of putting it all together. Now you have IQ. So now you're starting to learn how to pass. Now you're starting to learn how to play defense. Now you're starting to, work offenses and defenses. It's so slow. And you're going to suck at every fucking possible point over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But if you never lose the focus and you never lose the passion to do it, and you are committed to it, a lot of y'all work jobs and on your day off, what do? You go hoop. A lot of you will work jobs and not want to make content when you get home. You're going to want to have to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, then,
find something else to do.
Maybe that's not the thing for you. Or learn discipline because it's going to require it. Just what it is. 1% at a time until you get to 100. And sadly, once you get to 100, you got to start over at 1.
Yeah.
Because now you got to learn to network.
Yeah.
Once you learn 100% networking, you got to learn marketing. Now you got to learn 100% marketing. Then you got to learn business. And you have 100% business. And then you got to learn, how to collaborate. There's so much to this. And I feel like a lot of people, what a lot of people are looking for is a diamond in the rough, that one piece of information that they were missing. And it's not there. You know what it takes to make it. It's the same as any skill in the world. You got to work at it. Other people have the resource and the luxury of time, and people who already have the knowledge to impart to them to make it easier. And you just don't.
This
if
nigga
you don't have it, you just don't. So you have to just go do it. You know what I'm saying?
You-
A lot of people can afford to go to private school. You don't. Get it the hard way by going to public school and going to the library and reading the book. That way, your son or your daughter, when they're born, they don't have to work so goddamn hard for the thing. But anybody that's doing content, it's the same thing.
Man,
You gotta just go do it. I didn't know shit. And Malik can tell you, nobody in our family, because we're cousins if you didn't know, nobody in our family, nobody in our city, no one in our state did content creation. Nobody close to us did. I learned it by sitting down and watching it over and over.
Heavy
and over.
vouch. Heavy vouch.
I can show you my I have a personal Discord if you guys want screenshots. I can show you a fucking, I think like a 200 like full-length paragraphs of notes that I took about how thumbnails work, what colors work, what schemes work, how I want scripts and narratives to be pushed, how I want it, every single thing. It's 1% at a time.
With that excellent answer, man, thus concludes our very first pilot episode. Thank you, YourBudTevin, man. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
If you are new to the channel, please drop a like and a sub. Follow me on all my socials. That'll be in the link in the description below. Everything of Tevin shit gonna be in the link in the description below. Y'all go check his shit out. He got a drinking game coming out at some point. I got a second episode coming soon. As soon as this one drop, I'm recording another one. Anyways, man, thank y'all for taking the time out to watch this video. And I will see y'all the next time we see y'all. Peace.